A lot of Souls-like suffer from what I call Dark Souls butt. They don't stand out enough to be referred to by their proper name and instead are described with the phrase, "It's like Dark Souls, but fill in the blank." Which is to say the game has big brutal boss fights, unrelenting firm but fair difficulty, maps that double back on themselves, one chance to recover your remains when you die, a melancholy atmosphere, and maybe an attempt at innovation to spice things up. Another Crab's Treasure is a parody game, so it very much wants to nestle itself into From Software's helm like a little hermit crab to achieve the most Dark Souls butt possible. It's like Dark Souls butt, it's colorful, but then it fades away, which makes things even sadder than a world that was clinically depressed before you got here. It's like Dark Souls, but instead of a no-name character, you're a little hermit crab who wants nothing to do with the world's problems. He just wants to get his shell back from a loan shark, but the journey pushes him to the extremes of selfishness and selflessness to the point where he starts to go numb, or should I say hollow. Combat-wise, we got parrying, dodging, blocking, and even some rally mechanics. So in a sense, it's like all the From Software games, but you don't get to craft a loadout, and you don't get to keep the same shell for the entire playthrough unless you're a parrying god. When the shell breaks, you're left naked and afraid until you replace it with a bottle cap, a soda can, a used jimmy, any kind of litter will do, each with varying stats and magical properties. Now I'm the kind of guy that imprints onto his starting shield like a baby duck, so I didn't like losing my shell. But truth be told, the enemies are a little basic and the map's got a lot of running room, so I wasn't really using the shells much aside from boss fights, and those arenas are full of better shells. I know not killing everything is a Souls-like faux pas, but I didn't feel underleveled, and one of the loading screen tips did advise that running away is a legit strategy. If the devs say it's okay to play like a weenie, then who am I to deny the chef's vision? As I was saying, it's just like Dark Souls, but the movement mechanics actually feel good enough to warrant more platforming, and honestly, the nautical themes and cartoony vibes really had me thinking this is where the SpongeBob video game should have branched off to, instead of wherever Cosmic Shake ended up going. This definitely hit the sweet spot of PlayStation 2 era platforming for me. And the single-handedly best part of the entire game is it's like Dark Souls, but it has accessibility features, namely the ability to give your character a gun. I'm telling you gotta play at least one full playthrough as a hermit crab with a pistol on his back, one-shotting everything even if that one playthrough is your only playthrough. The Glock makes another Crab's Treasure the one-punch man of Souls-like, amusing without context and hilarious within the context of the genre it's subverting. The map can be a little straightforward if you want retraversing pathways, the enemies may be more of a nuisance than worthy foes, and if you don't look to Souls games for platforming, then I'd advise against this one. But I don't think any Souls-like has been able to match the humor and playfulness of the gremlin who created Dark Souls quite like another Crab's Treasure. It gets a gold star from me, and for the budget breakdown bonus content, it is naturally $30. But it did just get added to Game Pass, so if you got it there, give it a go.